Hi everyone, I just thought I'd give you a quick update of how I've been doing. I've not done a video for a few weeks because I've just been kind of getting on with it and been pretty busy trying to fit everything in. But I wanted to just give you all a bit of an update to let you know how the treatment's been in the weeks since I last spoke. And after week 3 being quite honestly the worst week, week 4 came, and actually, everything seemed to sort of lift, and it was really bizarre because week 3, I mean, it's not that I was thinking of jacking it in or anything, but it was really challenging, really challenging. I was in a lot of pain. I was finding it hard to breathe. I was having stomach pains, chest pains, just so tired. I couldn't think straight. And it was really difficult. So I was quite surprised to find that actually week 4 started, and it's just like it just lifted, which was really strange, just really odd. In theory, no difference between week 3 and week 4, but actually, it was the world of difference to me because most of the pain stopped, and I found it much easier to breathe. And it became that really only on a Thursday and a Friday would the pains sort of start coming, and it was certainly nowhere near as bad as week 3. The tiredness is definitely still there, but I found it a lot easier to cope with functioning. But one thing I will definitely maintain is that I have absolutely no concentration left, and I can't remember anything anyone says to me. So if you've told me anything important in the last 7 weeks, you'll probably have to tell me again because I've got no idea what anyone says to me, which is really difficult. It's difficult when you're working as well. And I think my colleagues have just very kindly gotten used to the fact that I can't really be trusted at the moment. I can't really be trusted to remember anything. And I find it reading anything, sort of checking over mistakes and that sort of thing, I'm absolutely useless. So it's frustrating, but I think actually in week 4 as well, you start to get used to it. You sort of, there's no point in being frustrated, there's no point in being pissed off, there's no point in getting upset about it. You just have to roll with it and deal with it, because it is a temporary thing. It's not, when you finish week 8 and you finish the treatment, it will go within a matter of days. So there's no point in worrying because you can't do anything about it. But I think I've been a bit clearer with my colleagues and my friends and my family, that actually I've got definite limitations in what I can do during this period of time, not just physically but mentally as well. I just can't remember things. I can't articulate as well as I used to, and so big deal. It's a once in a lifetime thing. But certainly weeks 4, 5 and 6 were much easier. The tiredness was definitely still there, really quite chronic, but I think I went a little easier on myself in terms of what I could achieve in that time. And also it makes a difference if you're not in pain. But I'm going to list some other really positive things that I think I really wanted to share with you. Is that definitely I am sleeping so much better than I think I've slept in years. Now I don't know whether that will change again when I finish treatment, but definitely I have had nights where I actually sleep the whole night through, which is just incredible because I've had years and years of broken sleep. So that's incredible, and I think part of that is down to the fact that my bladder has felt really irritated throughout most of the treatment. But actually I've seen some quite significant improvement in the way it behaves. So although when I'm in the chamber it's uncomfortable, I don't have to get up anywhere near as many times in the middle of the night. So for example, I can no longer drink tea in the evening, because if I drink a cup of tea in the evening I will have to get up out of bed 5, 6, 7 times to pee, and of course you're just depriving yourself of really important sleep. and I slipped and I had a cup of tea a few nights ago, and I only got up once, and that's incredible. And as I say, without tea, I've had nights where I've slept the whole night through. And that seems like such a simple thing, but actually to have an undisturbed night's sleep has got to just do the most incredible things for your body and your mind. So that's been amazing. And also, I think in terms of bowels, I think overall they've felt a lot steadier. This last week has been challenging, and I've had a lot more side effects again this last week because I got a really bad cold, so I had to go on antibiotics and take lots of cold and flu remedies, which I can't normally take anyway because they affect the bowel. But of course I had to make sure my sinuses were okay for me to go in the chamber, so I've been struggling a bit this week, and I've had a lot more tiredness again, and I've had a lot more pain and a lot more difficulty, and my sinuses are really quite pissed off with me now. But you know, aside from that, so it's difficult to tell this last week because my stomach's always affected by remedies. But prior to that, for those sort of week 4, 5, 6, I was starting to feel just a little bit more steady, a little bit more predictable, and you can do a lot of predictability. So that's been, really, really positive. I mean, we're not talking about huge fireworks and kind of massive symbol clashes of enormous proportions, but it gives me a really hopeful feeling that I think when I finish treatment and I go back to my normal routine, I'll be able to tell just how much I've improved, and I'm feeling quite hopeful about that, because for me this was a long-term solution to stave off any further damage, and I didn't get my hopes up that I would see any immediate significant changes for improvement now, but I think there have been, and I think there will be, and apparently the treatment continues to work when you're finished. So I think that's really positive, and I think also in terms of the nerve damage in my left leg, I've been getting a lot of tingling sensation, and it's not been as cold. So my left leg has not been the block of ice it normally is. It's still colder than my right leg, but it's not as cold. So it's not as, I've been aware of not being as uncomfortable with it. So all of these things are small things, like the bladder, being able to sleep through the night. But actually for someone with a chronic condition, those small things can be really significant. So I feel really hopeful. I mean, I see potential new people coming in, and I hear them saying, oh, I'm not going to commit to this for 8 weeks. But, I think again. Think again. If you've got a chronic condition and it affects your life to the extent that it's affected mine and others that I'm in the chamber with, think again. It's 8 weeks, just 8 weeks. It's worth it. I already feel that this is a worthwhile treatment, and I feel that I'm doing the most I can to benefit my health. But it's great to be able to report some really positive stuff. So yeah, it's been, week 7's been tough because of having a cold and, chest pains and whatnot. But and I think it's fair to say that when I finish the treatment, I'm going to have to go on some sort of rehab program to wean me off Vicks Sinex. But my sinuses are really pissed off with me now. But there's some really positive stuff going on. And actually, hot topic in the chamber this week is, could it possibly improve your sex life? But hey, that's for another blogger to let you in on that. Take care. Speak to you soon. Join me for my last 7 treatments in the chamber. Bye.